you're telling me that you can't give me the specs for an antimatter flow regulator?
Nope.
But you've got one sitting on board the Repulse right there in your museum.
Yes, but I'm a secretary, not a mechanic. Look, your best bet is to contact the engineering corps.
They don't keep information that old on file.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. Oh, well, looks like we're getting some interference here. Just my luck. You know how it is there in the briar patch. Good day.
Enter.
How's it coming?
Well, it's a good thing that we can replicate our own repair parts. I can't imagine trying to request them through channels.
How about I show you something to take your mind off it? So, what have you found out about the Defiant?
Well, she was lost in 2269. She was trapped in some sort of interspatial rift where the ship was fading in and out of our dimensional plane. Oh, and the crew was affected by this and killed each other.
You're kidding.
Afraid not. The ship jumped to another dimension.
No, I mean about the crew killing each other.
Spooky, isn't it?
That's an understatement. It's like those stories old spacers tell when they pull into port.
Come on, Luco. You're not about to tell me that you think this ship is haunted.
Of course not. I mean, we've advanced too far to be afraid of superstition.
Wow. It's even better than I expected.
What do you think happened to all the bodies?
Well, I suppose organic bodies might not handle the transition very well.
I guess that's the best I'm going to get out of you right now. Don't worry, Commander. You'll get plenty of chances to play with everything.
What do you mean?
I've already cleared it with Commodore Knapp. Once the Defiant is deemed space-worthy, we'll get to take her on a little trip.
I can't believe they used to make sense of all these flashing lights. Well, my history instructor thought it took a different breed in those days. More like a different species. Hey, you heard the latest rumor? Are we really going to be using old-style uniforms for our trip? That's just a rumor. I asked Leffler about that, and she said our focus should be on repairing, not tailoring. Oh, that's too bad. I really would have liked to have seen Commander Leffler in one of those uniforms.
Well, I think you'd look pretty good in a short skirt too, Mr. Barrett. Well, I would look rather striking in an old uniform. That would go against Leffler's law number 7. Never reveal more than you have to.
Yes, ma'am.
What is this mess?
It's the circuit pathways.
Call this circuitry? Well, I don't think any of these will work. What do I need?
First, you need some solder and a soldering iron. You melt some solder onto the pathways and where it connects to create electrical continuity.
Sounds like a phaser might work better.
No. Here's this.
Sir, we have clearance to embark.
Helm, take us out.
Sir, we've cleared the briar patch.
Let's see what she's got. Captain's log, stardate 56872.3. We are now 3 days out from Deep Space 12. Ship and crew are performing well. In fact, I'm not sure if a project like this has ever been undertaken in quite this manner. In many ways, we have captured the pioneering spirit of the crew of this ship.
Sir, I'm picking up a distress signal, audio only.
Open a channel.
This is the Starship Penumbra. There was no warning.
Penumbra, this is the Starship Defiant. Can you boost your signal? We're barely reading you.
Defiant, we were attacked by Tholians in the Baral system.
Captain, the Baral system is within Federation space.
Tell that to the Tholians. They're building one of their webs around us right now. We've lost both warp and impulse power.
How long do you have until the web is finished?
Just under an hour.
At maximum warp, 47 minutes. There are no other Starfleet vessels in range.
Why am I always on the only ship in range? Captain, we're on our way. Defiant out. Artem, set a course for the Baral system. Warp 7.
Sir, you can't possibly be planning on taking this crate into battle.
That's exactly what I intend to do. Unless you have a better idea. Luco to engineering. Leffler, what's our combat status?
Combat status? Okay, I'll play along. Phaser capacitors are fully charged. We have 23 photon torpedoes on board, and shields are available at maximum strength.
Good. I'm sending Barrett down to you. We need a strategy to work against a Tholian web.
Wait, you're serious?
Barrett, go down to engineering. We need a plan and we need it fast. Staff meeting in 25 minutes.
Aye, sir. Sir, which engineering?
Which what?
Well, there's an engineering bay in the saucer section, and then there's another one in the secondary hull where the warp core is.
I don't know. Whichever one Leffler's in.
All right. I'll check in at regular intervals, just in case I get lost.
Tensions with the Tholians have been elevated ever since they refused to help us during the Dominion War. Starfleet has no idea what they may be up to now.
Nechayev has ordered all ships in the region to divert to Sector 415, where we believe a Tholian fleet is assembling.
That would put them within striking distance of Deep Space 12 and several of the colonies along the edge of the patch. Any word from Luco?
Nothing new. We've dispatched 6 ships to the Defiant's position to assist in the rescue mission, but none will arrive in time to be of any help.
I just hope Luco knows what he's getting into. Do we have any idea what we're up against here?
With the Independence and the Antietam, that gives 23 ships in Sector 415. We'll be able to give the Tholian fleet a run for its money. Admiral Nechayev has dispatched an additional 10 ships from the Gray Research Facility. They will arrive shortly.
Good luck to us all.
I agree. I'd better get back to the Admiral's ship.
So, what do we know about the Tholians?
Not much. They're very reclusive and territorial.
What about their ships?
Again, sir, we don't know much. The last battle between Starfleet and the Tholians was in 2353. At that time, we were overmatched.
Well, what about us? Leffler, is there any way we can improve this ship's effectiveness?
There's good news and there's bad news. The good news is that the phasers are overload capable, meaning we can run more energy through them than they're rated for, resulting in the equivalent of a Type 10 phaser. They will, however, burn out after prolonged use.
And the bad news?
I can't do anything about the torpedoes. We don't have the time or the resources to upgrade them.
Okay, our problem is twofold. We need to free the Penumbra from the web, and we need to keep the Tholians off our backs. Any thoughts?
According to my research, the Tholian web requires at least 2 ships and a lot of power to construct. If we can disable one of them, then the web will collapse.
And just how do you think we'll manage that? Do you really think that this 115-year-old hunk of junk can go toe-to-toe with 2 modern Tholian cruisers?
From what we know about the web, the power consumption is similar to a cloaking device. So...
They'll be running with their shields down.
Exactly. The web is really just a very powerful tractor beam, used for capturing ships after they've already been disabled.
So if we come out of warp on top of them, we'll have the element of surprise on our side too.
Sir, we're approaching the Baral system.
Acknowledged. Sound red alert. Stations, everyone. You could take command, you know.
Just because I outrank you doesn't mean I have more combat experience. This is your ship, Lieutenant, and I am your first officer.
As my first officer, do you have any suggestions?
I trust you know what you're doing, but taking the ship into battle wasn't exactly in the brochure.
I know. But what better way to see if we put her back together right?
A Vulcan couldn't argue with that logic. Lead us to victory, Captain.
This is the captain. In a short while, the ship will be going into battle. Nearly every CO I've ever had gave some sort of a speech before going into battle, even the Vulcan. I never really understood it since no one I knew remembered the speech 5 seconds after the captain gave it. But now in the same situation, I understand it. It was to calm the captain's nerves as much as the crew's. And you know what? It's working. I don't expect you to remember anything I just said. Just do your best. Oh, and there will be a quiz afterwards.
We are 1 billion kilometers from the Penumbrum's position. I have a fix on one of the Tholian vessels.
Stand by on weapons. Artem, give us a countdown.
Go into impulse in 4, 3, 2, 1, now.
Fire!
Sir, you did it!
Don't celebrate just yet. The other Tholian ship is coming about.
Hey, raise shields.
All back full. Leffler, we need more power to the shields.
Captain, we're doing all we can to keep her moving. She was never meant to stand up to this kind of punishment.
Do what you can then. Barrett, return fire.
The phaser relays are fused.
Fire torpedoes then.
Hold on, they're firing on us again.
Firing torpedoes. Torpedo control offline.
Barrett, hail the Tholians. Tell them we surrender.
Sir, look. They're leaving the area.
The Penumbra is hailing us, Captain.
On screen.
Thank you, Defiant.
What's your status?
We were inspired by your overload tactic. We managed to use our batteries to power the phasers, but they're badly drained as well. I must admit, you weren't the Defiant we were expecting, but I thank you for your assistance.
I'll explain all about it. We can tell you to the nearest starbase.
I look forward to hearing about it. Penumbra out.
Now entering Sector 415.
Red alert. Begin a full sensor sweep for Tholian ships. On main viewer. Do the other ships have anything?
Nothing yet, ma'am.
Could this be a trap?
I'm not sensing anything that could lead to either conclusion. I don't think they're here, Captain.
I'm picking up a vessel on long-range sensors bearing 231 Mark 115, 1.2 light years away. It's definitely Tholian, but it's damaged. It could be the vessel the Defiant encountered.
Is it coming this way?
It appears to be heading for a Tholian-controlled sector.
Lieutenant, contact the Saratoga. Tell Admiral Nechayev we've been had.
Could they be testing us, Captain? perhaps forcing us to divert our resources to show them what we have.
Making us reveal our cards? That's exactly what we did. Zen, take us home.
Aye, Captain.
Good to see you're still in one piece, Lieutenant. You're to be commended for your rescue operation.
It wasn't me, it was the ship and crew. This lady may be elderly, but she carries a big brick in her purse.
Spoken like a true CO. We're expecting you back here ASAP. Excelsior out.
So, Captain, what do you consider to be as soon as possible?
Oh, I don't know. The captain didn't exactly give a time estimate.
Well, if we interpret it in the strictest definition, we could be back at DS-12 in about a day. However, we could interpret it loosely.
Of course, Captain.
Back to DS-12, I suppose. By way of Ryza?